And welcome back, everyone, to the AHSAA Playoff Meeting Bracket Show. I'm Susan Carruthers, and it is a true honor to be joined by a football legend, Phillip Rivers. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. So, plenty of things we could talk about with you as far as your NFL career, just your legendary football career. But we're here to talk about your high school team. And those in the audience that may not know, you are coaching at St. Michael. How many years have you been there? Year four. Okay, yeah. Fantastic. And you have really turned this team around. How many years in the playoffs now?
Well, this is the second year. So last year was a big accomplishment for us, getting in the postseason for the first time. When I got there, and again, getting the program off the ground is tough.
Absolutely.
And, they had lost 18 region games in a row.
Wow.
And then we got that first region win against Jackson, and we've won quite a few since then. And then getting the postseason last year for the first time was big. Now this year we get to host our first playoff games on campus, which is big for our school. So it's been a lot of fun. My son's a quarterback.
Right.
That makes it a lot of fun. Other son's a ball boy. Wife and daughters are in the stands. I mean, we're getting to relive it 30 years later. You were talking about my dad off camera. I was his ball boy and his quarterback, and now we're kind of getting to redo it all over again 30 years later.
Well, that is fantastic. Well, tell us how, like you said, you really turned this program around. How has the community really rallied behind you in this team?
It's been great. It's such a, it's just still, everything's new to everyone still.
Mm-hmm.
The school opened in 2016.
Yeah.
So when you talk about some of these games and teams we've played, and just sitting in that playoff meeting, teams we played in T.R. Miller with 700 and something wins, and UMS Wright's been there 100 years. I mean, we're playing these teams, and I go, hey guys, those are the teams. That's what we're aspiring to be. They're just 100 years.
Right.
They're literally ahead of us.
So hang around.
But it's been a lot of fun to kind of see it progress each and every year. The community's been great, and I think the cool part about it is we're building our own traditions.
That's right.
And because right now our oldest alumni, they're just now graduating from college.
Yeah.
So we don't have them. The older ones bringing their families back yet, but they will. They will, and then they'll say, "Hey, I remember when we didn't have this, and we didn't even have the stadium on campus." And so it's fun to be a part of kind of building that tradition and that school pride.
That's right. You're really getting to build something new there, and that's fantastic. Tell us what it's like. I am going to ask you about this team and this playoff season, but before we move on from the family stuff and the tradition, what's it like to coach your son? Yeah,
it's a blast. I hope he's enjoying it as much as I am. I coached him kind of up through flag football and all those things in the youth leagues, but it's been a lot of fun. We really, at least I feel like we have a good balance of, to say we don't talk football at home would not be telling the truth.
Right.
But we do a great job of leaving. We're not coming home and hashing out a throw we made in practice. But we're talking about who we're playing that week, and what do you think, Dad? You think that corner's good? Should we throw this to that side? Of course, we're hashing through it. But it's been a lot of fun to have him out there, and he's only a 10th grader. I want to kind of slow time down. It's going fast.
I'm sure.
He started every game as a freshman. Now every game as a 10th grader, and really off to a heck of a start. And he's got what I'm enjoying most, besides just the interaction and having your son on the field is special, is besides how he's playing really well, he's being a good teammate, and I know his teammates like him and appreciate the teammate he is, and that's as a dad, moving myself from the coach, that's what makes you proud.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you feel that way about all the kids that you coach, but I'm sure you're more interested in the human he's becoming, rather than the football player.
No question.
But I do want to ask you, do you think he has the potential to be as good as his dad?
Well, he's got a chance to be really good. He does. It's just this day and age, they played a lot more quarterback than I played thus far. The 7-on-7s and all those things didn't exist. So he's got a chance to be really good. And you said it, and that's the mission of all these high school coaches in there. To me, is to make them be better men for having been in the program.
Yeah.
Some of them are going to go on to be unbelievable, be Hall of Famers in the NFL. There's probably some that these guys are coaching right now, but that can't be the mission. The mission has got to be better men for having been in the program, and so certainly trying to do that.
Amen. And I know that's why high school coaches are in it. Truthfully, I've grown up around it enough to understand that, and that's what it's all about. That's great. But let's get back to football. You have Handley this Friday night, first round of the playoffs. What are you thinking?
Yeah, so we went to Handley last year, and we got humbled pretty quick. They had a very heavy senior class last year, 25 seniors or so. Coach Strain does a great job with those guys, and they knocked us us around a little bit. It was our first time getting in. It was a tough road trip going up there to Roanoke, Alabama, a place I'd never been.
Right.
And they got after us pretty good. So, but we got a taste of it. And then now this year playing them, they're very similar to us in terms of their distribution in their classes. They got 8 seniors. We have 8 seniors. So they're a very heavy junior, sophomore team as we are. It's going to be a heck of a challenge. The one positive for us is they got to come all the way down to Fairhope, a place many of those guys have probably never been.
Yeah.
So we're excited about it, but it's a physical, hard-nosed, tough team. We just played UMS Wright and Coach Terry Curtis, very similar in terms of style Handley brings to the table. So we'll have our work cut out for us, but we're excited about playing our first ever home game on school campus. So we're excited.
And we talked earlier in the program about, for these playoffs, how important that home field advantage can be. So hopefully that plays in your favor. Name some of your playmakers for us. Who do we need to be watching out for Friday night?
Yeah, so you mentioned we were talking about Gunner. So that's my son Gunner's the quarterback. He's got 2 wide receivers. One, Tucker Tomlinson is averaging about 19 yards a catch. He's got 13 or 14 touchdowns. I don't want to short him on that. And then Brody Jones is our leading receiver. He leads the state in receptions. He's got over 70 catches and over 1,000 yards. And then at tailback, Noah Moss just went over 1,000 yards, and he only played 7 games. He was out the first 3 weeks, just went over 1,000 yards against UMS Wright. So those are kind of our skill guys offensively, led by senior offensive lineman Rocco Faiupu. And then defensively, young defensively, only a handful of seniors, Ollie Dees at safety, Toby Edmiston at defensive line, a good linebacker group, but a young group flying around 10th and 11th graders. So it's a group that continues to get better. Patricio Garcia, our kicker, has had a heck of a year. He's hit every extra point. I think he's at about 70 or something, 75 in a row maybe.
Pretty good.
And been good on some field goal tries for us. So we've had a good year, fun year. Our staff's the same staff we've had now. We've added a few here and there, but the same core group now the 4th year. Since I've been there, there's something about that continuity. I think the players, as we all say, right, even our own children, the kids know.
Right.
They know,
That's
right? If there's cohesiveness
Sure.
with the guys in the coach's office and on the field, and so that's been fun. We've enjoyed kind of going through this process together of getting to where we've gotten so far.
Well, that's great. Well, Coach Phillip Rivers, I know it's fun for everyone to see you in this new role and excelling in this new role. We wish you all the best this Friday night. We hope to see you in Protective Stadium in December.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks so much. And we'll be right back after this on the AHSAA Playoff Bracket Show.